Welcome to another broadcast of Cracking the World Code. If you're in business and you want to know how to grow and scale your brand, how to 10x your operation, well, I want to assure you that this platform is made specially for you. And today's program comes to you with a kind compliment of Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York. You can go to the website, which is pitchdeck101.org, to learn more about this company. What this company does, it helps you to understand essential business models and help you get set up in the US and 51 states. We can help you to set up your business in the United States of America. This company also helps you to access capital, meaning debt, equity, credit, creative financing, and hard money lending. And the possibility exists that you can even access capital at 0% APR. So it is a company that you want to take the time to learn about and to build a healthy relationship with. Now, this program is also sponsored by Global Capital Inc. If you look at the top of the screen, you will see both business names are being displayed. Global Capital Inc. is also a body, an entity that has been developed to really help entrepreneurs to understand financial instruments. And by understanding financial instruments, I mean it's important for you to take the time to understand uh, debt portfolios, understand how to access debt portfolios, understand how to leverage debt portfolios, and most importantly, how to mitigate debt. Because it is in debt mitigation that you're able to reduce your debt cost significantly and position your business to generate more money, largely based on the fact that you're reducing the overhead expenses by bringing down the debt cost. This company offers so much more. So the collaboration between Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York, Global Capital Inc., and 10X Branding and Marketing and Blueprint, these companies come together to really provide you, the public, with important information to ensure that you win in business. Now, today we are going to be talking about mastering the sales process. And of course, in my last broadcast, I spoke about the MVO, the minimum viable offer. We'll talk about that today. So just get yourself comfortable and we will go into all of that. We will also talk about the MVTM, which is the minimum viable target market. You need to know all of this if you're going to be mastering the sales process. So today's program is going to be very, very exciting to you if you're in business. So again, just before we get started, I also want to encourage you to share this program into your community. So those persons who are into business, who are into sales, want to know more about sales, who want to optimize their business cash flow, these platforms are made just for you. I want to encourage you to find us on YouTube, and you can like the broadcast and subscribe. Press the bell so you will be the first to be notified when these programs are out. So, in getting today's program started, I want to begin by looking at the topic that is currently on your screen. That is master the sales process. Now, what does it take to master the sales process? What exactly does it take to master the sales process? To master the sales process, you must first ask yourself, how can you put yourself in that position of strength to command attention? And one of the first answer when you're attempting to command attention is you must become a subject matter expert. You want to become a subject matter expert. Now, the subject matter expert that we're talking about in this case is you becoming a subject matter expert in the sales communication process. So it's about you understanding the role of the SCP, sales communication professionals. Now, there are several things that the sales communication professionals have at their advantage. And this is why sales communication professionals, they're able to work with the top 100 companies and they're able to drive those business success. What I'm going to give you today is the body of knowledge that will help you to start thinking like a SCP, a sales communication professional. Now, one of the first thing that you want to position yourself to be as the subject matter expert, you want to understand the importance of data. In this very unique program that we have developed, we introduce you to the concept that we call the absolute buyer data market. And here is where you are trained to study data, you're trained to analyze data, and you're trained to apply these data that is helping you to make better business decisions, that is helping you to make informed business decisions, that is helping you to make the kind of business decisions that truly allows you to connect with the ideal client. So it's so important to have data. So this is one of the very first things that you will learn when you're part of our training initiative. Now, along with this, we talk about the sales process. It's important to understand what is the sales process. Now, in the sales process, we talk a lot about what is commanding attention, piquing interest, arousing desire, moving the client into action, making impact, and converting first-time users into lifetime customers. Today, we will do that deep dive into commanding attention. And as we go into commanding attention, we will now explore what we mean by the MVO, minimum viable offer, and MVTM, minimum viable target market. So you want to ensure that you understand this process as you position yourself to become a subject matter expert. It's important also for you to understand the communication process. There's a process in which you use in communication, and you want to be, the person that can master this body of knowledge. Over a period of time, we will definitely take a step-by-step approach into this. We'll do a deep dive into each one of them so as to ensure that you really understand and own this body of knowledge, and you can effectively apply it to achieve the end results that you want in business, which is, cash flow optimization, impacting your target market, and these are things that you will give you. So, in becoming a subject matter expert, a sales communication professional, some of the things that you will also need to know is how to leverage the influencer model. Now, the influencer model is very unique. It's very unique. And influencer model really helps you to put the client at ease. It really helps you to connect with the audience in a very unique and special way. And that's something that you want to learn, apply, and master. The ability to apply the influencer model really add value to your ability to leverage what we call the pull factors of sales. Now, there's two elements to sales that we look at: the pull factors of sales and the push factors of sales. The pull factors of sales, again, is data driven. The pull factors of sales, you have to be very good at the influencer model. Very, very important. And the pull factors of sale is different than the push factors of sale. The pull factors of sale is where you're able to put your value proposition out there in such a way that the VP alone, all right, the MVO is able to attract people based on the information that is being communicated and how that information is being communicated. So this is important for sales, those rising stars in sales, people that own business, and you want to be able to optimize your sales. Important concepts for you to take away. Now, the push factors of sales is traditionally more common than the pull factors of sales. The push factors of sales has their usefulness, but one of the things that we advocate is that when you combine data to the push factors of sales, you get better results. So we focus a whole lot on how to incorporate data, essential data, demographic data, psychographic data, geographic data into the push factors of sales so as to ensure that you're getting better results from your sales effort. So these are some of the things that you would need to take the time to learn, apply, and master in becoming a subject matter expert. Remember, our topic today is master the sales process. And one of the things that I've just said, in order for you to master the sales process, you want to ask yourself, how are you going to become commanding attention? To command attention, we see you want to become a subject matter expert. And what I've just given you is a list of things that you need to hold very close to your heart when you want to position yourself to become a subject matter expert. In this case, we are talking about you becoming a sales communication professional. Very, very useful information. Today, again, is to give you a high level but brief overview of the importance of sales. Just let me pause here a little bit. I want you to see two, subject matter experts. There's one subject matter expert that is who understand their products and understand their services. And what they do, they hire salespersons and say, study my product and get out there and sell. That type of salesperson, you're using what we call the push factors of sales with no data. Now, on the other hand, you have another subject matter expert who has innovated very unique products. And in innovating the product, they took the time to understand the target market needs, wants, and expectations. They understand what are the motivators of those target market. They understand where those target markets are geographically located. And it is based on this data, they then put together their sales team and they say, okay, this is what you're going to be doing to reach the ideal client. This is where they are, this is their numbers, and these are their motivational factors, and this is how you need to position your MVP in front of them. Which one do you think is going to be more successful? The entrepreneur who is smart and intelligent but simply start a business without doing the data analysis, or the second entrepreneur who is also smart and intelligent and they did the groundwork before they actually get the process started? Of course, data is going to trump. All right, market intelligence is going to trump. And what we provide to you is that platform where you have intelligence, you have information that is really helping you to make the best business decision. So, in you becoming a subject matter expert as a sales communication professional, you have this body of knowledge on your side. You have these tools and techniques on your side to help you as an entrepreneur, to help you as a sales communication professional, to help you to move your clients forward. So it's an important body of knowledge for you to consider. When you take sales out of the business equation, by default, the business will fail. But we're not just saying sales, we are saying sales communication professional, which is much different than just having your average salesperson that is driving sales. The sales communication professional, they drive sales based on data. All right. Remember, the sales communication professionals has proposed by us, Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York, Global Capital Inc., is being that these are the type of people that collect sensitive data, analyze sensitive data, and leverage sensitive data in a manner that ensures that it delivers impact. It is performance based on KPIs. So you have a clear mental picture in terms of what you want to accomplish, and you have a game plan based on data to guide you closer uh, in a shorter period of time to achieve the objective, your KPIs. All right. So let's now shift a little bit. And now let's talk about the minimum, master your minimum viable offer. Now, just before I get into this particular area of discussion, I again want to encourage you to share this podcast. I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. And press the bell so you will be the first to get these information that we are bringing to you on a regular basis. Now, what exactly do you deduct from the MVO, minimum viable offer? Now, one of the greatest mistakes that we see a lot of rising stars in business do, you are excited with your value proposition. And in most cases, your value proposition has multiple, uh, VPs, value propositions. And what we see happens very often is that you introduce the collective VPs, and sometimes you become overwhelmed with the amount of work to introduce the entire ecosystem of your value proposition to the public. So what we talk about here is among the 5 or 10, 15 or 20 different things that your business is going to be doing, you want to single out the one, all right, not a two or three, the one, which we call the minimum viable offer. You want to single out the one that is viable. But of course, viability can only be predetermined based on data. So let's take, for example, you have a management consultancy firm, and what your management consultancy firm, you provide research, you provide data analysis, you provide recommendation to your clientele base. But along with this, you also provide a social media management, mass media consultation and marketing, meaning that you bill out the radio, television, newspaper. So from the time you start to expand out to all of these areas, the responsibility becomes much more expansive, and that can drain time, talent, capital, resources. At the beginning of this process, remember, you want to command attention. And if you put this entire body of knowledge in front of your target market, it tends to confuse them. So when you take out the MVO, the minimum viable offer, the minimum viable offer can be, all you do is market research. All right. You help businesses to identify market size. You help businesses to identify market viability. You help businesses to identify where the ideal clients are, and you help businesses to position their value proposition there. So this can be a single subject. This is a MVO, the minimum viable offer. You want to become so good at this process at the initial stage of the business. And once, the reason you're doing this is to reduce the cost of market entry, free up more of your time, and ensure that you have the highest degree of effectiveness and efficiency in positioning your value proposition. To do 10 things without adequate human resources and adequate capital to make these things happen, it will undermine the entire process. So one of the reasons why we are looking at the MVO, the minimum viable offer, is to ensure that you can focus 95% of your attention on your minimum viable offer, the value proposition that you want to go to market with, the value proposition that you're going to be using to get market entry. And once you're able to now break through the know, like, and trust factors in the sales process, and the public now have a fair degree of confidence, trust, and credibility. They have, You have built credibility. Now is that time to perhaps expand on the value proposition. So the MVO plays a very, very important role in how you introduce yourself into that market. And again, it saves you time, it saves you stress, it saves you money, and it has so many advantages. But as we look at the MVO, we also talk about the MVTM. And it's almost impossible to talk about your minimum viable offer without talking about your minimum viable target market, because your value proposition is not being developed in isolation of that target market. So the MVTM also is saying to you that you should understand your target market, not necessarily the biggest companies, but is to understand the ideal demographic that is able to invest money for your MVO, your minimum viable offer. To do this, also, you need information. You need information because very often what happens, because you're going to market, you may be leveraging social media, mass media, metaverse, and the various communication channels to get your information out without taking the time to understand the effectiveness of those communication channels. And I'm happy to say that in the project that we have designed, Mastering the Sales Communication Process, we go into all of this to really help you to understand the effectiveness of media, how to select, communication channels to get your information out. You want to know the MVTM, the minimum viable target market. Why? Because when you understand the MVTM, you understand the best communication channel to use to get the information in front of them. You understand the right social media channel to use to get your MVO in front of them. You know the best time to leverage those communication channel to help you achieve your KPIs. Now, not all communication channel again have the database to help you to make the informed decision, because again, as a subject matter expert in the sales communication process, the sales communication professional, it's not just about putting your ads out there. As a subject matter expert, you want to be certain that you're helping the client to identify what programs the ideal clients are looking at. So it's not just saying that, hey, I'm going to use radio, television, newspaper, and do mass distribution of marketing content so as to raise the visibility of your MVO. You have to do the groundwork, the analysis of the communication channel to optimize the effectiveness of your use of those communication channels, to minimize your the cost of advertising, to optimize the effectiveness of the advertising. So there's a whole lot for us to dive in here too, and we'll do that at the right time to really ensure that you have this body of knowledge. So as you start to figure these things out, you build your MVO, you have a strong go-to-market value proposition, minimum viable offer. That MVO, or your go-to-market strategy, is strategically aligned to your ideal client. You identify the ideal client based on a range of factors, and they have specific needs. They have immediacy to get those needs fixed. They have disposable income to pay for this, to fix their challenges. Because you may find, an audience, but do they have the disposable income to pay for you to provide those services? Perhaps if not, it's not necessarily your ideal client. We're not talking charity, we're talking business. If it's a charity that you're building, perhaps you look at this from a whole different perspective. So these are important concepts that I want you to take away here. So as we go into the MVO and the MVTM, I want to emphasize a couple of things quickly. It's important to know what is build a strong value proposition. That value proposition must be aligned based on data. Again, this is where the understanding your specific target market makes a whole lot of sense. And to understand the specific target market, you need to take the time to understand your target market based on demographic data, based on geographic data, based on psychographic data. Now, if you don't have these data and you're positioning yourself as a sales communication professional, you're going to mess yourself up. And in the process, you're going to mess up everybody else. All right. So having these essential body of knowledge is going to be so important. So I trust that today's lesson was helpful as you step out there to position yourself to become master the sales process. I trust that you can look back at these videos. You can reach out to us, and I will be so happy to talk with you of the practical tools that can be used to help you to fast track your efforts of enhancing the sales and growth and expansion of your business using our sales communication process, helping your team to become, master sales communication professionals who are able to really drive your business and success. So, with that being said, again, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this podcast so you will be the first to get this information on a regular basis. Like and share if you find the content interesting. I would so much appreciate if you like and share this content. And this program comes to you with the kind compliments of Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York, Global Capital Inc., and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC, also out of New York. All right. So feel free to contact me based on this subject matter. If there's any question that you want to ask based on the information that you have received,